Welcome to UT Today. I'm Savannah Jacoby.
And I'm Allison Woodall. Coming up today, a festival of lights brightens the Knoxville community by shedding light on a culture from across the world.
And a march up a hill in heels, why the march is worth the sore feet.
Plus, a big game is coming up for our Tennessee Vols. Hal Pruitt is gearing up for the big day.
But first, in the state of Tennessee, owning a firearm is legal, but carrying on a college campus is not if you are a student. I spoke with officials and students to find out safety precautions behind carrying on a college campus.
Whether you shoot a gun for fun or for protection, safety is the most important aspect before pulling the trigger. General Manager Robbie Paskowitz at Knoxville Gun Range says he recommends safety classes to almost everyone.
We offer them a chance for us to go through a firearm to show them how it is functioning, how it does function, especially if they're renting a firearm and it may be new to them. We want to make sure that they're handling it safe and effectively.
UTPD Sergeant Lindsay Miller wants people to make sure they know the laws about carrying on campus.
Current law, it's very restrictive. So only people that are allowed are obviously like police officers, right? And then full-time staff and faculty that have notified UTPD through a certain procedure that they're going to be carrying on campus.
For undergraduate students like Alex Swisher, having access to carry is hard when it's not permitted for college campuses.
The fact that I'm 21, I have my permit right here. I had to go through a class to obtain that permit, qualify with my firearm to do so. And I still can't carry on a college campus where I'm at risk if I'm walking back from the library late at night.
Swisher, who has 2 retired police enforcement officers for parents, knows that safety comes first when handling a gun.
Number 1 rule is to always, always, always treat a gun like it's loaded.
Swisher says she chose to carry because she feels uncomfortable around guns, unlike some others.
Since the recent events that have taken place over the past couple of months, Paskowitz says there has been an uptake in education classes and purchases for his guns at his range.
There have been many reports recently on phone call scams, especially here in the Knoxville area. And oddly enough, they all aren't automated machines. Tala Shatara is in the studio here to tell us more.
Thanks, guys. One local East Tennessee woman recently had an encounter with one very believable scam. She sat down with me to explain her experience and how to prevent this from happening to you. We'd like to think our cell phones are the most trusting place to be, but for East Tennessee woman Renee Jabron, she says she has to think twice about what she not only posts, but also what she receives. Just several months ago, Jabron got a phone call saying that one of her nieces are in jail and was in need of bond money.
It was early morning. That girl pretending she was my niece and she's in trouble. She led me on and I believed her. And she was asking for help, that she was arrested. And then she put me on to speak supposedly to the officer that's holding her up. He said that he'll keep her till he gets the money for her release.
After talking to these people for some time, Jabron realized she was being scammed.
I went ahead and called the DA's office and I told them, and right away they said, "You're being scammed." So they took the number from me and they traced it to Canada.
The Knoxville Police Department mentioned that our usage of social media is the primary way scammers are retrieving your personal information to use against you. They advise that you take necessary measures in what you decide to put online to prevent this from happening to you.
Just last year, Market Watchers reported an average of $430 has been lost by victims of scams. We have contacted KPD and they advise if you receive one of these phone calls to not hang up right away. Start asking questions because scammers will start to back off if they sense you know that they are not real. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tala. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and the university has held events all month long to help raise awareness.
Earlier this month, hundreds slipped on high heels and marched across campus and up the hill. UT Today reporter Ashley Sharp tells us why.
Heels, wedges, stilettos all make you walk a little taller.
Tallest heels I have.
But nothing makes you feel quite as tall as making a difference.
We are not standing for sexual assault. This is something that needs to be talked about.
I think it's important that people of all genders and all communities come out because this problem, sexual assault, it crosses all boundaries.
Hundreds are ditching their walking shoes and slipping on something a little less comfortable to hike the hill and take a stand against sexual assault.
It's not the solution, but it's the first step to try stopping this. It's on us, you know? If someone's not going to step up, someone has to.
The 4th annual Hike the Hill in Heels created a platform for all students and staff to strut their stuff while sending a clear message.
This is an issue that we can care about, and this isn't an issue that we can do something about.
An overwhelming show of support from everyone says that the problem doesn't just start with this group and with that group, it affects everyone.
The heels,
I can't feel my feet anymore.
a metaphor
These things are painful.
for the daily struggles women face in a culture saturated with sexual assaults.
Kind of like walk a mile in her shoes kind of thing.
Marching across campus, opening eyes to harsh realities and encouraging others to take their own stand.
It's a powerful message. Seeing a lot of guys standing up and wearing high heels, I think a lot of guys might be afraid to do that.
By all means all, I think it's really showing. If you look around you, you see so many people around us, and it really shows that.
Ashley Sharp, UT Today.
Now, these events stem from the It's On Us campaign started under the Obama administration, telling all Americans that it's everyone's responsibility to help stop sexual assault.
More college students could be soon eligible for food stamps. A Florida senator introduced the legislation back in September, but what could this mean for students right here in East Tennessee?
UT Today reporter Jake Albright shows how this legislation could give more students a nutritional boost.
With every swipe, Alonzo Day can fill his pantry.
Water bottles or milk, eggs.
But what he's using isn't a credit card.
Since I've been on food stamps, like, I haven't really just worried about like just being hungry.
He uses them to buy what he otherwise couldn't afford.
And it's gonna help. It's really a big help.
This simple life for Day could be a simple life for many after a new bill was introduced to Congress in September. The Student Campaign for Hunger and Homelessness says that nearly a quarter of college students suffer from food insecurity. But this new bill hopes to eliminate this by giving college students more access to money so that they can take food off of the shelves and into their bags.
When I'm on campus, I can eat. When I'm at home, I can eat.
It's something UT Assistant Political Science Professor Emily Schilling sees every day.
There is a problem that exists, and ensuring that college students can have access if they qualify for SNAP programs.
She says that this bill has potential to eliminate food insecurity for many.
They're not asking for a radical change to the SNAP program. They are asking for a small change.
And she says legislation like this is what Congress is looking for.
They're always looking for minor legislation that they can get passed and say, hey, look, we did pass this.
But this minor bill could have a major impact on a student's week and transcript.
And this bill is currently waiting on review in the House Committee on Nutrition.
When we return, a new approach to help kids stand up to bullies.
How these kids are learning to not just say enough, but how to stand their ground.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Wish that I was on old Rocky Top.
Down Tennessee Hills.
Home sweet home to me.
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Welcome back. With bullying still present in school systems, many parents worry if their kids will become targets.
But a Maryville business is making sure that kids are equipped to handle the situation should they become a victim.
In a new age of bullying,
I was bullied a lot as a kid.
parents never know what their child could face behind school walls.
And it scares me to think that that's going to happen to my kids.
But behind these walls, a new way to fight the growing problem.
My children stand up straighter. They have more confidence. They speak with more authority.
Back off!
Roy started these classes 4 years ago to help kids stand up to bullies.
Specifically for a kids program, we focus on an anti-bully and anti-abduction program.
He says kids are learning to stop the situation before it starts, saying,
"No, back off."
Now the 3 C's of self-defense that these kids are learning tonight are to cover, crash, and to counterattack.
These skills don't just help at school. Kids learn self-defense that is effective anywhere, including Roy's anti-abduction campaign aimed to stop kidnapping outside the classroom.
Ready? How to shut down a situation by creating a boundary and not letting it escalate to a higher level before bad hands get placed on them, do bad things to them.
Reporting in Maryville for UT Today, Olana Osborne.
And Smoky Mountain Self-Defense offers a variety of classes, including a women's self-defense course, but provides options for all ages and genders.
If you've been near Chilhowie Park recently, you might have a Wizard of Oz moment and think you're not in Knoxville anymore. Reporter Ansley Daniel has more.
Chinese lanterns are lighting up the sky in East Knoxville as part of the Dragon Lights Festival.
Typically when you say Chinese lantern to somebody, they think of a red orb or something that floats away in the sky, but these are larger than life, beautiful vignettes of massive lanterns. And they were built on site with metal frames covered by Chinese silk and then expertly painted.
The Dragon Lights Festival is only here until April 22nd, and you can come see it from 5:30 to 10 p.m. every single night, rain or shine.
This is the second largest Chinese Lantern Festival in the entire United States, and it is the largest in the eastern United States, which is also very exciting for Knoxville. It's also larger than the one in New York, and you know, it's not often that Knoxville can kind of brag about that.
But how long did it take to create these massive displays?
It was a 5-week setup process, so these artisans, you know, got their work visas and came from China. They've been living on site. Once the setup is complete, those artisans leave and it becomes a much smaller crew that stay to kind of maintain the work on the lanterns.
Visitors can also view breathtaking performances and purchase art like sugar painting and inner-painted bottles.
It is bringing arts and culture to Knoxville, which is something that our city has thrived on, but also to Chilhowie Park. So East Knoxville is not really a place that gets a lot of arts and culture.
So why is it so special for us to have this event?
So it really is bringing a piece of China into Knoxville.
For UT Today, I'm Ansley Daniel.
You only have a week left to see the Dragon Lights Festival at Chilhowie Park. The gates open at 5:30 and the peak viewing time starts around 7:30 when the sun sets.
You may have seen pictures printed on mugs and canvases, but one local business here in Knoxville prints their photos on sheet metal.
Scientific and pretty interesting and unique.
Crystal Copeland and her husband Lee started a printmaking company several years ago, but just last year Crystal had the idea to create the company Picture It Custom, a company that prints off pictures on sheet metal.
If you apply a polyurethane coating to different substrates, you can actually allow them to accept the ink from a printer. So why not try it on metal?
The whole process of making a picture on metal takes less than an hour and a half.
The first step is the customer will upload their photo onto our website. We have a design center that they can see exactly what their product's going to look like before they purchase it. The second step is the photo comes to our printers and we print those out on a sublimation paper with sublimation inks. The third step is we pair up that image with the substrate that the customer's chosen. We will tape the metal to the image and we put it in the heat press. And the heat press actually compresses those inks into the substrate.
By printing on metal, the picture looks almost 3D while also being light and easy to clean. Crystal says that capturing memories is what it's all about.
Those things that mean the most to you, you're able to have those forever captured on a beautiful piece of artwork and displayed in your home.
For UT Today, I'm Kayla Grainer.
Well, good deal.
And all the metal that the business uses is 100% recycled and made right here in East Tennessee.
When we return, an author explains how to properly prepare for Mother Nature's unforgiving tendencies when hiking in our own Smoky Mountains.
Plus, our sports anchor is in the studio with your latest on Tennessee Vols and how Coach Pruitt is getting ready for Vols season. Stay with us.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Wish that I was on old Rocky Top.
Down in Tennessee hills.
Home sweet home to me.
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Anyone who enjoys hiking in the Great Smoky Mountains should also know that trails could be deadly if a hiker isn't prepared.
I wanted to find out more, so I sat down with David Brill, author of Into the Mist, Tales of Death and Disaster, Mishaps and Misdeeds, Misfortune and Mayhem in Great Smoky Mountains National Park. A hike in the Smokies may seem like a fun, everyday experience, but David Brill's new book highlights the dangers that may loom around the corners at even the safest national park.
The first task was really to come up with a comprehensive list of list of known fatalities in the park beginning in 1931 when the Park Service began to manage the park through 2013.
Brill used archives located in several different places to piece together his chapters.
3 or 4 of them deal with major storm weather events and the rescues that resulted. There are chapters on crime.
There are several chapters discussing incidents with natural disasters, but some of them cover true crime in the park, such as a Jane Doe and a missing serial killer.
Throughout the book, the science does play a key role in helping us understand and explain the causes of death and the causes of extreme weather.
According to the book, paying attention to sciences such as meteorology, biology, and even criminology can help secure a safer outdoor experience.
This book was really very difficult emotionally for me to work on because it did deal with tragedy.
Despite the interesting stories in this book, it contains tales of real people suffering against adversity in the wild. Brill said he never took these stories lightly and treated each case with respect.
Be respectful is the message I would impart. Always respect the powers of nature.
For UT Today, this is Allison Woodall reporting. Now, should hikers and visitors fear the park? Brill says no, but he did stress that a respect for the power of nature paired with preparation and planning are essential to a great trip into our Smokies.
And now let's send it over to our UT Today sports anchor, Hannah Milby, for your sports update. Hannah, what's new with our Tennessee Vols?
Thanks. It's spring ball time in Tennessee, and for UT fans, that means the orange and white game. This Saturday, Jeremy Pruitt will coach his first spring game inside Neyland Stadium, a game Pruitt understands the importance of.
You know, my goal is we're going to treat it just like it's a game for us. We want to prepare and get used to our expectations because everything's new. What we're doing is absolutely new from what these guys have been accustomed to. So.
Fans can anticipate seeing more competition at the quarterback position as in previous years. QBs Jarrett Garantano and Will McBride are both expected to get reps during the spring game before Stanford graduate transfer Keller Christ arrives this summer. Fans will get a preview of 7 early enrollees, but many injuries plague returning Vols from making appearances. 3 O-linemen will be out for spring practice, a unit that struggled last season. Fans should not be alarmed if they don't see Juwan Jennings out on the field. Pruitt stated the wide receiver was reinstated to the team after interim coach Brady Hoke dismissed him due to an Instagram rant against the coaches. Jennings will be out for spring due to a recent surgery on an injury sustained during the 2017 season. For UT, and there should be a large crowd this year to preview Pruitt's coaching style. He's drastically changed systems on both sides of the ball, including the addition of a pro-style offense. The Dish Orange and White game starts at 2 p.m. this Saturday and will air live on the SEC network. Now that's your SEC update, but what about the big leagues? You may recall Tennessee saw 5 Vols get drafted by NFL teams last season. A new group of NFL hopefuls are in the spotlight at Tennessee's Pro Day on campus. UT Today sports reporter Camille Gear has more on the prospects.
A group of former Vols participated in Tennessee's Pro Day, performing in front of NFL scouts. 3 of the Vols are among the top 300 Scouts Inc. rankings, led by John Kelly, ranked 16th for running backs, Rashawn Golden, 24th for cornerbacks, and Khalil McKenzie, coming in at 26th for defensive tackles. The rest of the draft hopefuls worked out for representatives from 31 out of the 32 NFL teams. Each prospect goes through a number of drills, but it's the 40-yard dash that gets the most attention from NFL teams. John Kelly opted not to run his 40 earlier this month at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Kelly ran an unofficial time of 4.5 seconds at UT's Pro Day. But what is official is that Kelly is NFL bound. The Detroit native has been in meetings with the Lions and said he would love nothing more than to play for his hometown team.
And that'll be amazing, you know, just to be a big influence on those kids back at home. Because, I mean, I'm really close to the Little League organizations all throughout Michigan. So for me to be able to go back and then have camps there, that'd be amazing. My mom would be happy.
For UT Today, I'm Camille Gear reporting.
The NFL draft begins on April 26th in Dallas, Texas. We wish all the VFLs the best of luck. Cirque du Soleil is only a few weeks away from coming to Knoxville, and what better way to prepare for the show than to learn how to perform in it? A place here in Knoxville will teach you everything you need to know about the circus. Mariah Rock has more.
Colorful aerial fabrics, a trapeze. Anything come to mind? That's right. The circus.
I'm a circus artist and teacher.
Students from all around come here to Dragonfly Aerial Art Studio and train for circus events.
We're a nonprofit whose mission is to bring aerial and circus arts to Knoxville and East Tennessee and to let everyone learn how to experience those.
She teaches a variety of circus acts, one being fabrics.
We offer fabrics classes 4 times a week, and they're for all levels. So you see people who are just learning all the way to people who've been working on it for a couple years now.
She tells me that some students might have a different pace than others, but reassures me that the instructors create classes for everyone.
Our curriculum is created so that we can personalize it for each person.
For one Dragonfly student, this is his research project.
And I didn't know what was possible, and Lisa, who teaches the class here, and many of the classes really helped me to kind of unpack the ideas that I had and figure out how to achieve the goals.
For him, it started out as a project, but turned into something much more.
They're really awesome classes. Dragonfly feels like a little bit of a family. It's a really awesome community. Circus people seem to be the best kind of people, and it's been awesome.
Remember whenever your parents told you that leaving town and joining the circus wasn't an option? Well, they were wrong.
In Knoxville, Mariah Rock.
Dragonfly offers summer classes and also allows people to book them for parties and special events. That's going to do it for your sports update. Back to you.
Thanks, Hannah. When we return, a small boy with a huge appetite.
Meet the local foodie taking Knoxville by storm at just 10 years old.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Wish that I was on old Rocky Top.
Down Tennessee Hills.
Home sweet home to me.
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Duck consomme, pork belly tacos, and barbecue shrimp. Not typically what most would choose on the menu.
UT Today reporter Elizabeth Longmire met with one boy who thinks quite the opposite.
Take Elliot Wiggers into any restaurant and you won't find him ordering off the kids' menu.
We tried different food and I just started to create my palate for
different foods.
The 10-year-old food blogger starting his own webpage at the age of 8, influenced by foods from across the globe.
Atlanta, New York, New Mexico.
The middle schooler touching on the food culture of states and countries to help his readers explore unique options on the menu.
The blog really helps picky eaters kind of like learn about different foods and maybe get out of their comfort zone.
Something Elliot is also no stranger to, exploring tastes and cultures on land and sea.
And there was a soup, and it's called duck consomme, and when I came back, I apparently said I can still taste the duck consomme when I close my eyes.
These experiences of world travel inspiring Elliot to pursue a career in culinary arts after graduating high school.
I eventually want to start cooking, maybe start a food truck.
And even with those big plans, he hopes to always keep his blog up and running.
As long as I have more food to try, the blog must go on.
And not just to showcase tasty travels, but to provide greater meaning for readers.
Look at the menu, and if you don't recognize something or are hesitant to try it, just go for it, yeah.
Elliot hopes to attend the Culinary Institute of America to pursue a lifelong career in food. Back to you all.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Wow, that package made me hungry. Oh my goodness, he looks so, what an impressive 10-year-old.
Right, he was so cute. Maybe he can teach me some of those fancy meals and how to cook, because I'm not really that great at cooking yet.
Oh yeah, oh, don't put me in the kitchen.
Thanks so much, Elizabeth.
Thank you, and thank you guys for watching. I'm Allison Woodall.
And I'm Savannah Jacoby. Have a great week.